Alright guys, so I just thought I would make a video about just this new event that's coming to the game. Probably one of my most anticipated events I've had in a while. Didn't realize the audio wasn't playing. But this is probably one of the most anticipated events I've had in a while. I've been saying probably since halfway through 2022 now that we've been needing hard superclass content in the game. And we are finally getting it in the way of this new event named the Supreme Battles Spectacle Dragon Ball Super. Now, as said by Dokkan, we probably are going to be able to expect other versions of this content in the future, with such things like how we have for the Red Zones, we have Movie Edition, Red Ribbon Army Edition, Dismal Future Edition, etc. We can also expect the same for basically what will end up being the Blue Zone. So I just want to talk about units that are getting a huge buff from this event coming into the game. Well, not exactly huge, but reasonably huge in some aspects. So, first main unit, this little boy here. Now, one issue, he gets a huge buff from his domain, which we'll talk about that. But first thing I want to mention is he is no longer going to be getting his key +3 and attack and defense 50% in some of these stages, because a lot of these enemies are probably going to be Realm of Gods. We do see Resurrection of F Vegeta and Blue Kaioken Goku on there, so he won't be getting that attack and defense for that. But in exchange for that, we have Infinite Zamasu, which has the domain effect, which is an amply applicable buff, where he's giving superclass enemies and now taking an extra 30% damage. Now this is mental for this unit, because the only content we could do this in initially was the anniversary event that we got last year. Literally the anniversary event against all the anniversary bosses. This should probably be the hardest content in the game, because usually events that are implemented with the thing. I just hope that this content is as hard as a normal Red Zone is, or harder than Red Zone, or at least it's up to par with like Fusion to Mastery level, because if it's just like the same level as the Anniversary event, it's probably not going to be that important, but still, it's always good to get more superclasses bosses, which will be helping out this unit and his team immensely, as a lot of his units on this team cannot tank too well. We just got the Tech Extreme Cell support. He's definitely very good for the team and helps the Zombies around a lot. But you also have units like Int, Transforming Cell, and Metal Cooler, which are just a bit defensively weak. Same with Fizz, LR Cell, LR Tech, Zamasu and Goku Black, also a bit defensively weak. So hopefully if you can kill the enemy before they can kill you, this team does get a lot better. And also this will just be very good for Broly's team on Super Bosses. Say if Broly doesn't end up having a domain, this unit will go crazy on Broly's team with his domain. Next unit I want to talk about quickly is slight GT Bosses buff, because he now is getting, he's probably going to get his Pure Saiyans buff, which is plus an additional key +6 and attack and defense 100% and a chance of performing critical hit 40% when there's a Pure Saiyans enemy. This is a very good buff for Baby. He now gets an additional 6 key. He's going to be struggling a lot less for key. He also has a lot more attack and defense on his side. Does not really change how his Giant Ape works, but still a very nice buff for Baby. This unit, otherwise known as Literal Dumpster Fire, actually might be a little bit usable. And this is because he also, I believe, yeah, if you look here, plus additional attack and defense 50% up to 200% at the start of each turn when there's a superclass enemy. He's also extreme class support, so maybe he might be runnable. Maybe? You can hope. It's just, yeah, this unit is already very bad. He also gets his intro buff now though, so if there's a superclass enemy at the start, it activates the entrance animation. Once only, attack and defense 50% and chance of evading enemies plus 20% for the rest of the battle. So he's getting an extra 50% attack and defense and could get up to an extra 200% attack and defense. So this unit actually might not be absolute horseshit now, which could be another buff for this Zamasu's team. Now this unit, one of the coolest units to ever have a release, but then got dogpiled by his terrible EZA. Slight buff with him as well. He launches 2 additional attacks, each of which has a high chance of becoming a super attack when there's a super class enemy. So you now can get more defense stacks off quicker because he's versus super class enemies. Yeah. I actually don't know much about this guy's kit because I didn't bother looking at him because I just knew he was bad, but launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming super attack, launches an additional attack that... So yeah, he can get more additionals, and he can stack his defense higher, which is pretty good. Overall, nice buff. Yet again, another thing we can run on Zamas' team. So Zamas' team is getting good buffs from this. Now we go to move on to androids. Now, yeah, launches additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack when there's a name who includes Goku. We can see from here, this is going to be a Goku. At least a Goku boss, probably more. The name includes Goku, so let's just say Goku freezes the final boss for this event. It's like the hardest boss in the game. It is a buff for this android. Let's just... Yeah, I mean, this Android 13's got a few little buffs with like the Hirudegan, dodging, and such. And if we go to its extreme, the Awaken, high chance of repelling critical hit when it is the Super Saiyan's category enemy. And plus an additional attack 100% when plus... Yeah, so, yeah, he gets a lot of buff from just having a Goku enemy. I don't know if he'll get his Super Saiyan's buff, so... I'm just trying to think. Is there any just a pure Super Saiyan enemy that he could be versing? Not really, no. This is not like the Super Saiyan Goku Black or anything. Now, the last one we have is this unit. Now, I don't really remember the name of this unit. I doubt you remember the name of him as well, because he isn't real. Android 17 and 17. What's that? That's crazy. But he also gets buffed from having superclass enemies. So launches additional super attack when there's a superclass enemy for 4 turns. That just means he's going to be stacking more. That is just a nice, good buff for him that this unit needed, because his pre-transformer state is alright, but definitely could be better. So that is something that is good for this unit. And then we go to Super 17. I don't think he actually has any superclass stuff in this, does he? Super attack, 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 super attack. Yeah, no, nothing. But it still is a buff for this unit. Overall, I think this is just going to be very helpful for extreme class units in the game. One other small thing I guess I'll mention while I still am doing this is, if we just go to the Super Saiyan's team real quick. Actually no, that's extreme class, never mind. I was going to say maybe Super Saiyan Broly on the event, but no. But it is Dragon Ball Super, so maybe there is extreme class. I don't know. There is extreme class, so it's not. You forget how big Super Saiyans is until you actually look at it. Holy damn. I wanted to go to this Broly. This Broly also has a cute little thing in here, I believe, from memory. No, I thought he had a super attack, a pure Saiyan's buff. I thought he got buffed from versing pure Saiyans, but I guess not. I don't now remember what I was thinking of. Okay. There is a, I do want to mention. We go to Pure Saiyans, go down to Tech. Where is he? This guy. He's going to get buffed again. We just had some movie bosses. Red Zones come out, and now we're going to be having some Pure Saiyans. Blue Zone, basically, coming out. So that'll be another buff for this guy, and if this guy gets it, not only that, but also we could be seeing I was saying that they should make this guy very similar to the Tech Godku, the EZAs. This guy. If he gets his EZA, he's gonna be good against Pure Saiyan's enemies as well. So that's one other unit I do want to mention. But yeah, overall, this is good for the game. Very healthy. It means Extreme Class bosses also, because Extreme Class is better against Super Class is better than Extreme Class. It's been very heavily dominated Super Class era for a little too long now. I think Extreme Class definitely needs this, and it all seems to be going pretty good for them. But yeah, I'll be seeing y'all in the next one. Goodbye.